So when I look at joint issues, right, you have physical inflammation that's being caused by physical things, right? The most common things are going to be either over exercising too much, probably less common on that. And the other one is just very poor posture, right? So, like, the easiest thing out of the gates is you're either sitting in a really poor chair that has poor lumbar support, right? Lower back curve support, or cervical curve support. So, the easiest thing is just get a really good, high quality rated ergonomic chair, especially if you're sitting a lot, right? That has cervical support and lumbar support. That's super helpful. That way, that part of the spine is supported. Ideally, be able to stand portion of your day. I mean, right now I'm standing. I don't think you are. So I stand at least half my day. I have a treadmill that I'll slide it under there. I have a QB stepper. So I'm always trying to keep some movement in there. I get about 15,000 steps a day. So it's very helpful to be able to move, get some steps. That's helpful for the joint. The disc in the joint get hydration through imbibition. So the joint has to pump and move to get hydration into the joint. So movement through the joint is super helpful. So being able to stand for a portion of the day, sit a little bit with good support, getting some movement, super helpful. And then depending on kind of where you're at, if you have inflammation, if you have pain, I mean, you can do simple core kind of postural functional movements to strengthen that area. I mean, one of the things I like are there's a book by Eric Goodman called Foundation Training, where he just does some simple posterior chain work, like a standing prone cobra with the chin pull back, right? That activates the deep cervical flexors here. And then you can bend down to a 45-degree angle like this.
I love
Hold
Goodman
that
training.
position for 30 seconds. You can also bring it up like this and get the whole posterior chain activated. And then you can also reach down and then create traction with the spine. So go look at Eric Goodman's work. He has just at these 3 or 4 movements called the Founder. Those are really good movements to get the posterior chain working like this, like this. Simple stuff out of the gates. And so I like that to get the posterior chain, good stability with your chair, invest in good money on your desk chair, get some ability like a stand desk to be able to stand up throughout the day, even if you're just kind of moving, going back and forth. These are super easy ways to kind of get simple movement through your spine during the day so you're not sitting all day. And if you are sitting all day, at least invest in a really good chair and try to get some kind of a stand desk where you can go up and down.
I do this little bar stool too, and that way I could just lean my butt on it.
Yep.
So I'll just put my butt on that, but I'm still standing. I'm just kind of leaning back on it. I know there was some really expensive thing. I can't remember the name of it a few years ago. I think Mark Sisson was promoting it, but it had like rocks. It was like this thing that he leaned. It was almost like a pogo stick with a seat. And so it was like this imbalanced chair. So you're sitting, but you're standing, but there's like rocks on the floor. And so he'd put his bare foot on the rocks. I don't remember what it was, but this kind of my homemade version of it, this little bar stool that I'll just kind of leave off kilter. That way my butt's just taking a little bit of load off. Because if I just try to stand all day, my back hurts. So standing all day just doesn't work for me. But with a little bit of lean, it helps.